You know, when I'm out there and really looking in the house, somebody had you and cops came out there. Told me I was just taking out the garbage. Where you been?
Shit, man, I've been taking care of these motherfuckers.
Oh, damn.
Y'all was coming in, and now you're backing out. It's hard to talk big with a shotgun in your mouth. I'm glad you brought your friends, they can watch it go down. I got mine too, so welcome to my house. Cause these are my people, and this is my land. This is what we pray for, and this is God's plan. And if you ain't from here, then you won't understand. This is my country, and this is who I am. So welcome to my house. So welcome to my house. You better believe it, cause today won't be your day. I can guarantee it, you should turn and walk away and get to leaving, or I'll let this 12 gauge do all my speaking. Don't push me on the edge, boy. Cause I'm aiming for your head, boy. And all I see is red, boy. I told you not to cross that line. I'm giving you
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Ultimate Dirt TV. Tonight on the program, it is round number 4 of the SimBlacks New Zealand Midget Championship. The National Midget Championship round number 4 plays host to the virtual Kokomo Speedway tonight here. It is the Brian Clausen Memorial Race for round number 4. Coming into tonight, the points standings as it sits coming after the 3 weeks. The top 10 in points, Alec Inslee is your points leader with 305 points. Harry Stewart sits in second with 281 points. Those two drivers have been the standout drivers throughout the opening 3 weeks. It's still 15 weeks ahead of us, so a long season. Harry Stewart knows how to get it done. We'll see if Alec Inslee can continue that good run of form. Darcy Wilson, Luke Wilson make up your top 5. Leo Heaton, James McDonald, Dylan Cook, Matthew Johnston, and Campbell Richards make up your top 10. Again, I want to thank, of course, SimBlacks New Zealand. You can check out their website, simblacks.co.nz, or check them out on Facebook. So It Seems Upholstery. So It Seems.co.nz. That's SEWITSEAMS. And, of course, Speed Nation for their support with the New Zealand Sim Racing National Midget Championship. It's time to get round number 4 underway with qualifying. And we're going to take a look at some drivers trying to get around the little bull ring of Kokomo Speedway. Good evening, everybody, live on Facebook and YouTube. You're watching Hayden Warrington on screen, 14th quick with a 12.994, 12.994, that'll be his only lap. Regan Edwards, Harry Stewart, quick time with a 12.139, a 12.139, almost a full 10th back to Matthew Johnston, Alec Inslee, third, Bradley Oldfield and Graham Smith make up your top five, but again, that's only for the moment. A field of 54 or 55 drivers signed into the pit area, and again, we're seeing 50 plus cars in the opening 4 weeks. Regan Edwards, 7th quick on the 12.564. 12.564 for Regan Edwards, 9th quick. Edwards a little slower on lap number 2. See who else is out on the racetrack. Caleb Beecroft. Stefan Adams lays down the time. These drivers, there is a 5-minute qualifying session. And once these drivers have all their lap times in the books, hopefully Race Control says let's roll on into our 5 heats. We'll see 5 heat races. The top 2 go into the A, and also those top 2 drivers from each heat will also make up a dash as well, which will give us the starting positions for the main event. Everybody else will come through an E, an F, A, B, C, D, E, F, no, an E, D, C, B. I need to learn how to alphabet. I cannot alphabet. Hello, J-Dub. Carl James with a 12.972. As it stands, your top 10, Harry Stewart, Matthew Johnston, Joshua Walton, Alec Inslee, Braith Carlin. Your top 5, Bradley Oldfield, Darcy Wilson, Leo Heaton, Graham Smith, and Tom Storr are your top 10. Brad O'Brien on screen. That's a blistering lap time, 30.5053. There he goes, that's a little better. 12.631, 12.631, 18th quick for Brad O'Brien. There's Blake Walsh. It was meant to be Blake Walsh on screen. I believe that is 52 cars taken time. We've still got 2, 4, 5 cars left to qualify. I don't know how to alphabet. So it looks like that is going to be the end for the qualifying, and yes, someone tonight will indeed put it in Brian Clausen victory lane here on the front straightaway. So Blake Walsh still trying to get a lap in. So Walsh 17th quick with a 12.603. 12.603. Again, a big thank you to the sponsors and supporters of the New Zealand Sim Racing National Midget Championship. Again, the title sponsor being SimBlacks New Zealand. So it seems Upholstery, the Custom Upholstery, and Speed Nation. Make sure to check them out on the World Wide Web. We'll start with, of course, SimBlacks. That's simblacks.co.nz. So it seems Upholstery. So it seems SEWITSEAMS.co.nz. And Speed Nation, which is speednation.co.nz. Also, round number 4, the 3rd annual Brian Clausen Memorial here at Kokomo. And with qualifying being done, we are ready to roll into heat race number 1. Let's take a look at your qualifying results just quickly on screen. Harry Stewart, Matthew Johnston, Joshua Walton, Alec Inslee, and Braith Carlin. Your top 5, Bradley Oldfield, Darcy Wilson, Leo Heaton, Graham Smith, and Tom Storr. I can confirm we are going to have 5 heat races on the program. Let's take a look at heat race number 1 and how they line up. And on the pole position, running second, In the point standings, he is a two-time and defending New Zealand Sim Racing National Midget Champion. It is Harry Stewart. Will start from position number 1. To his outside, his teammate in the 51. It's Bradley Oldfield from position number 2. Rolling off at position number 3 in the Speed Shop 51.com entry. That is Ryan Avila. To his outside for Outlaw Sim Racing, driving car number 19. Caden Barker, position number 4. Aaron Hodgson rolls off the 28 machine from position number 5. And Dylan Cook lines up at a position number 7. Trent Way will start from the 7th starting position, that 466 machine. To his outside, Aaron Hatton rolls off at a position at number 8. Row 5 to the inside, it's the 45 entry of Caleb Beecroft. To his outside, driving car number 50. That's Matthew Stables from position number 10. And your 6th and final row, I nearly said 5th. Again, I wouldn't be able to count if I did that. From position number 11 is Kyran Tuamata. And to the outside, from the 12th starting position is scheduled to be Mitch Fabish. So heat race number 1. And the man on pole in the Titan Garages United Sim Sports 87 creative entry of Harry Stewart. To his outside, his teammate driving that Tinder Slick Sim Sports United Sim Sports number 51. It should be there. In fact, he's got the 21. That is Bradley Oldfield. Row 2 again. You can see Ryan Avila in that 1R to the outside. That NZSR number 44. You won't be able to miss that on the racetrack. It's the bright green number 44 of Caden Barker. Heat number 5. Heat number 5. Heat 1 of 5, I should say. Can't count. Can't alphabet. It's going to be a long night. I blame it on the earache that I've got. Bear with me. Actually, I'm going to see if I've got some Nurofen. Score 1 for the good guys. Here we go. Heat number 1. The SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Round number 4. And the 3rd annual Brian Clausen Memorial here at Kokomo. And we're green down into 1 and 2. Stewart's got the run. Oldfield runs in 2nd. Hodgson, he's moved up 2 positions already. Up to position number 3. 3 wide. Now they go 2 wide. Trent Way, here comes Dylan Cook and Caden Barker. Ryan Avila on the inside. Oldfield makes a mistake. Gets shunted there. Gets a nice little shot in the shorts. Ryan Avila, who's just got into the back of Oldfield. Unfortunately for Oldfield, he's back in the pits. Oh, Ryan Avila, the tyre does not move. Meanwhile, Aaron Hodgson looking to put the 28 machine into the dash and into the main event, guarantee himself a top 5 row starting position. Trent Way runs in 3rd, little contact there, Caden Barker on the inside. Now here comes Dylan Cook in the blue machine. Cook, everybody rolls the bottom. It'll be 5 down at the start-finish line. It is now 5 down, 3 to run. He ranks number 1 of the 3rd annual Brian Clausen Memorial here at Kokomo, and it is Harry Stewart in the 11 machine, the Titan Garages, 87 creative United Sim Sports entry. Looks pretty good through 1 and 2. He's only got a lap and a bit to run. He's got nearly a full straightaway lead over Aaron Hodgson, who sits in that 2nd position. Down into turn number 3 and a 4 for the final time. Here he comes, Harry Stewart, going to be victorious in heat number 1. Aaron Hodgson will come home 2nd. 3rd of the line, there was contact between Way and Barker. Trent Way going to come home position number 3. He'll start on pole of the B main. And that is heat number 1 done and dusted. Let's take a look at those official results. Harry Stewart, Aaron Hodgson will confirm themselves into tonight's dash and your 39 lap main event later on this evening for the likes of Way, Barker, Cook, Hatton, Stables, Tuamata, Beecroft, Avila, Oldfield and Fabish. Well, it's preliminary action for those drivers Heat number 2 on the pole position. It's going to be Matthew Johnston to the outside. Darcy Wilson lines up out of position number 2. Position number 3 is going to be Regan Edwards to the outside from position number 4. It's Blake Walsh. Position number 5. It's Jordan McDonnell to the outside. Marco Giltrap lines up out of position number 6. Devon Stove lines up out of position number 7. Hayden Warrington out of position number 8. Nathan Kane from position number 9. Bailey Leeson lines up out of position number 10. Richard Parker out of position number 11. And Hunter Robb from position number 12. Heat 2. SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing, So It Seems Customer Poultry and Speed Nation. The third annual Brian Clausen Memorial Heat Race number 2. We're underway. Oh, look out. Edwards got into the back of Johnston. Edwards done very well to save it. Jordan McDonnell now going to dive down low on Blake Walsh. Contact for the lead. And Darcy Wilson will lead lap number 1. They chop and change lines. 3 wide down into 1 and 2. Walsh on the inside of Edwards. McDonnell on the outside. 3 wide again down into 3 and 4. One car flipping upside down. That's Hayden Warrington. Jordan McDonnell trying to roll through the middle of the racetrack. Trying to get by Blake Walsh. Whoever finishes third will start outside front row of the B main. And although these drivers would love to put it directly into the show, little short slider there from that HUSL. Number 97 machine of Blake Walsh. McDonnell just gets into the back of a little receipt there. As here comes Nathan Kane. Slide job, double slide, and McDonnell sees it coming. And he turns it back underneath him. Darcy Wilson still your race leader. Nathan Kane, look out behind them. Walsh and Leeson. There is Marco Giltrap as well. Stove, oh look out, one car around, that's Bailey Leeson. Giltrap. Blake Walsh has gone upstairs. Meanwhile, Regan Edwards closing in on Darcy Wilson. Wilson runs the bottom out of turn 2. He used a little minor cutback line on the exit of turn number 2. We got the white flag out, 1 to run. And the 5 machine of Darcy Wilson for United Sim Sports looking to also put his name into the main event and also into tonight's dash. Checkers a route. Darcy Wilson, Regan Edwards going to come home victorious. First and second in heat race number 2. Third will go to Jordan McDonnell, Nathan Kane home in 4th. Blake Walsh unofficially home in position number 5. As we wait for the official timing and scoring to show who will get the job done. Which 2 drivers will go through to the dash and the main. It's going to be Darcy Wilson and Regan Edwards. So McDonnell, Kane, Walsh, Giltrap, Leeson, Stove, Johnston, Robb, Warrington and Parker all going to semi-mains. Heat race number 3, 11 drivers, on the racetrack. Joshua Walton lines up the 81 machine from the pole position to the outside of the front row. It's Leo Heaton from position number 2. Luke Wilson lines up the 9 machine from position number 3. Campbell Richards from position number 4. From position number 5, it's Hayden Vickers to the outside. It's Reese Tamanui. Reese, I apologise if I got that name wrong. He'll line up out of position number 6. The old Big Mac. It's not Mini Mac anymore. It's Matt McCutcheon lines up out of position number 7. Rodney James starting from position number 8. Jack Groenwald out of position number 9. Corey Croissant out of position number 10. And Stefan Adams from position number 11. So the third annual Brian Clausen Memorial, the virtual Brian Clausen Memorial here at Kokomo Speedway later on tonight, 39 lap main event. As drivers getting a little antsy in heat race number 3. A total of 5 heat races were underway. And immediately we're going to go 3 wide. It was McCutcheon who got into the back of Luke Wilson of the 9 machine. That puts Hayden Vickers up to position number 3. How about 3 wide deep in the pack? Look out, 1 car going around. 2 cars make it. Croissant and Adams. They're going to go back to the pits. Mini Mac back behind Rodney James. As we complete our second lap. Campbell Richards on screen. Contact there with Walton. Walton goes around. He does a nice little 360. I'm sure it's not nice for the 81 machine. Look out. Oh, Wilson goes upside down. No yellows in heat racing action. You'll only see yellows in the main event. And of course, those yellows will come admin cautions only. Tamanui in position number 4 at the moment. Richards and Vickers are first and second. How about Jack Groenwald from position number 9? He's up to position number 3. And in fact, should he finish third, that's where he'll start in the B main. Put himself in good stead to get a transfer into the main event, but still plenty of racing still to come here at Kokomo before we even get to the B main or even the 39 lap main event. Tamanui tried just above the slick line through 3 and 4. We'll do the same down into 1 and 2, trying to get a run on the outside of Joshua Walton. White flag is out for the 27 of Campbell Richards, who started outside second row from position number 4. And has led the majority of this main event. But through turns 3 and 4 for the final time, there's some contact with some drivers who are going to find themselves back in the pits after heat number 3 is completed. Campbell Richards gets the job done. Hayden Vickers home in second. Joshua Walton third. Matt McCutcheon fourth. Jack Groenwald rounds out the top 5. And we will see if those results stick, whether there are any post-race penalties from race control. We won't know until we get to the final results. So it was Richards and Vickers were the top 2 that finished. And it's going to be Richards and Vickers going through to the dash and the main event for Walton, McCutcheon, Groenwald, James, Tamanui, Wilson, Adams, Croissant, and Heaton. Well, they've got some work to do in the preliminary mains. Heat number 4. And they are going to line up like this. Alec Inslee, a points leader, coming into round number 4 tonight. He will start from the pole position. Graham Smith lines up at a position number 2. Cooper Wilson will start inside your second row from position number 3. Brad O'Brien will line up at a position number 4. Row 3 inside, it's Ayrton Smith lining up at a position number 5 to the outside. The 10 of Murray Howe lines up at a position number 6. Kale James will start from position number 7, and Mark Horton lines up at a position number 8. Brock Gilchrist for Team Billabong lines up at a position number 9. Max Donnelly lines up at a position number 10. And James McDonald will start from the 10th. Oh no, the 11th starting position again. Cannot count. Can't count, can't alphabet soup. We'll get there in the end. Or maybe you need to take those Nurofen. So 24 cars to make the A main. 39 laps. The caution laps will count. Again, admin cautions. 2 or more cars involved for admins to throw the cautions. There'll be single file restarts. And the all starts are on the iris in green. Any restarts that we have in the main event will be on the leader. Again, a big thanks to, of course, SimBlacks New Zealand. So it seems Customer Poultry and Speed Nation with the support with New Zealand Sim Racing. Heat number 4. We're underway. And it's going to be Alec Inslee. No surprise to lead him down into turns 3 and 4. O'Brien to the inside on Smith now. Wilson now tries the inside of the racetrack, trying to get by Smith. This is your battle for 2, 3 and 4 positions. Wilson slides up in front of Smith. Smith gets into the back, and that's Graham Smith, that is. Anton Smith just behind him. We stayed green. Wilson got a little tight. Here comes James McDonald in the 8 machine. Anton Smith in the 64. Goes through the middle. Brad O'Brien clips the tyre. It doesn't move. He should know that. And now that puts Cooper Wilson into that second and final transfer position. James McDonald from position number 11, the final grid starting position. And he's 1 spot out of a transfer. Oh, Wilson! Wilson, not once but twice, and James McDonald says thank you very much. He goes from 11th to 2nd in the space of 5.5. Now make it 6 laps. Graham Smith shuts the door on Wilson down into 1 and 2. Ayrton Smith around the outside. Meanwhile, Alec Inslee has put a couple of lap cars between himself and James McDonald. McDonald running the bottom side, trying to get by Brad O'Brien in car 77 as the white flag flies here in heat race number 4, the penultimate heat race of the night. And Alec Inslee has got it all his own way at the moment. Down into turns 3 and 4. Looking above, the number 2 machine. Alec Inslee gets the job done. Second will go to James McDonald. Third will be Graham Smith. Fourth will be Anton Smith, and Cooper Wilson manages the top 5. Murray Howard, Cale James, Max Donnelly, Brock Gilchrist, Brad O'Brien, and Mark Horton in heat race number 4. Those results going to be official right now. Inslee and Smith, so James McDonald being relegated. He will end up finishing in position number 8. So Graham Smith going to the dash. And race control obviously not happy with some contact that may have happened with James McDonald. I can't tell you which driver it was because I got no idea. So McDonald's got his work cut out for him, headed to probably a C or a D main. Heat number 5 will line up like this. Braith Carlin on the pole position to the outside of the front row. Tom Storr from position number 2. Mitchell Sparrow lines up at a position number 3. Dion DeGraaf lines up at a position number 4. Brad Robertson rolls off from position number 5, and Brian McIntyre from position number 6. Marcus Scott from position number 7. Sam Waddell at a position number 8. Taylor Bryant from position number 9. Peter Honeybell from position number 10. And Jack Nan lines up at a position number 11. So it was 57 cars we had sign into the virtual pit area here at the virtual Kokomo Speedway. Carlin and Storr. Carlin in the 97, Storr in the 19. Heat number 5, your 5th and final heat race of the night, the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing, and it was Tom Storr on the outside who got a little bit of a jump start, but there was contact with Braith Carlin, who sent it deep. Down into 1, but we roll into turns 3 and 4 again, no cautions. Robertson slides up in front of DeGraaf. DeGraaf now works back to the inside, nearly almost thinking about making it 3 wide. Meanwhile, Sparrow moves on by for the race lead down into turns 3 and 4. Carlin goes right through the middle, but it's that bottom side where everybody in the opening 5 heat races are loving to be. DeGraaf, there's some contact with Robertson, I think it may have been. There goes McIntyre on by to position number 4. Meanwhile, the challengers coming once again for the race lead. Through the middle goes the 97 of Braith Carlin. And now to the outside, but fighting back up on the inside is Mitchell Sparrow down into turns 3. Tom Storr back there in 3rd position. 1 spot out of a transfer. And Carlin around the outside, I think. Braith Carlin is showing everybody at the moment in the next race where the line needs to be. Sparrow got on the brakes. You see that car got a little tight right in the centre of 3 and 4. Gee, I'll tell you what, the bottom is still pretty good there on the exit of turn number 2. Trying to move up was Mitchell Sparrow, but Braith Carlin, best race of the night so far. Slide job, no. Carlin around the outside of Sparrow. How can you not love midget racing here at the virtual Kokomo? A little slide job there. Carlin was trying to turn it back underneath him, but Sparrow done well to park it on the nose of the 97 machine. Down into 3 and 4 for the final time. Heat number 5 going to the dashes. Mitchell Sparrow wins a heat race at the Brian Clausen Memorial, the 3rd annual Brian Clausen Memorial. Second to go to Braith Carlin. Tom Storr home in 3rd. In fact, I think Storr may get relegated. McIntyre, DeGraaf make up your top 5. Waddell, Honeybell, Robertson, Nan, Bryant, and Marcus Scott. The drivers in heat number 5. Let's take a look at those official results. We have an E-main. So no, Tom Storr did not get relegated. I apologise. So Sparrow and Carlin go to the show. Everybody else through to some consolation racing. And let's have a look. I believe it'll be top 4 throughout the course of the night. No, 6, 6, 6, and then 14. So 6 and then 14. I just need to make that for my memory. Although it should be pretty easy. Brock Gilchrist and Taylor Bryant in row number 1. Ryan Avila and Hunter Robb, row 2. Corey Cossan and Brad O'Brien, row 3. Jack Nan and Bradley Oldfield, row 4. Hayden Warrington, Leo Heaton in row 5, Mark Horton and Marcus Scott in row 6. And row 7 at the back is going to be Mitch Fabish and Richard Parker. So 14 drivers scheduled to take to the racetrack here at Kokomo. And I can tell we're missing Hunter, Rob, Corey Kassan and Mitch Fabish. So 11 cars will in fact start your E-main. Yes, you heard that right. E-main. The E-main drivers will transfer to the D. The D-main drivers will transfer to the C. The C-main drivers will transfer to the B. The B-main drivers, well, if you don't get the hint, they'll transfer to the A. And have a 24 car field for 39 laps around Kokomo. But they've got some work to do. Big thanks to SimBlacks New Zealand, so it seems, Custom Upholstery and Speed Nation. Ready for a start. And we are green in the E-main. And look out, poor old Brock Gilchrist got shuffled back. He's got a lot of work to do, sitting in 10th position. We complete lap number 1 as Oldfield makes his way on the inside of the racetrack. O'Brien, Walsh coming through along with Leo Heaton. Hayden Warrington, your race leader, is Jack Nan. Ryan Avila runs in 2nd position. Look out, still a lot of the drivers. We haven't really gone higher than mid-track right now. And it's the likes of Brad Oldfield and Leo Heaton. That's where they're making it work, right through the middle of the racetrack. Warrington trying to get by Heaton. That's for positions number 5 and 6. Whoa, look out. One car, that's Jack Nan. And that is less than ideal. That'll put Taylor Bryant up into position number 6. Having the top 3, O'Brien, Oldfield and Hayden Warrington. Although Avila has gotten by Hayden Warrington, so O'Brien has gone up 5 positions. Oldfield gone up 6. Warrington and Heaton running in 4th and 5th. They've gone up 5 positions. Taylor Bryant's got the reverse blinkers on at the moment. Unfortunately, started outside the front row, but still sitting in that 6th and final transfer position. As your top 5 have broken away from 6th position. Again, we'll keep an eye. We'll see if Marcus Scott, who was had to come from position number 12, come from the final row. In fact, he may have started at position 10 because there's only 11 cars to take to the racetrack. Look out, there's some contact. Mark Horton now is up 4 positions. It's still Taylor Bryant in that 6th and final transfer position. And there's no change. There's a change for the race lead right now as Brad O'Brien succumbs to the 21 machine of Bradley Oldfield, and now Ryan Avila now trying to make the bottom work. 3 to run here in the E-main. Some mechanical issues starting to play that 77. Avila goes on by. O'Brien, little cutback line down into turns 3. We'll try and take out Ryan Avila. Well, better luck next time as he's going to park it in the middle of turn number 3 and 4. So maybe some animosity between some of the drivers here heading into Kokomo tonight. Warrington in that 70 machine. And remember, over the past couple of weeks, we've seen that 70 machine make some deep runs. And trying to make a deep run here tonight. It's going to be the 21 entry of Brad O'Brien. Going to get the win in your E-main. Up next to be the D-main. Ryan Avila, Leo Heaton, your top 3. Hayden Warrington, Taylor Bryant and Mark Horton make up your top 6. Everybody else, unfortunately, from 7th on back. Well, it's time to pack it up. Those 6 drivers confirmed will be Oldfield, Avila, Heaton, Warrington, Bryant and Horton. Everybody else gets to pack it up and go home for round number 4. Let's take a look at your D-main starting grid. 16 cars, still 6 Going to the back of the C, Max Donnelly and Peter Honeybell in row number 1. Kyron Tuamata, or Taumata, and Devon Stove out of positions 3 and 4. Row 3 is going to be Luke Wilson and James McDonald. Brad Robertson alongside Caleb Beecroft in row 4. Matthew Johnston, who put in a good qualifying effort, will start alongside Stefan Adams in row 5. Then we go back to row 6, will be your B main winner and runner-up. It's Bradley Oldfield and Ryan Avila. Row 7 going to be Leo Heaton and Hayden Warrington, and Taylor Bryant and Mark Horton will make up the 16 cars in tonight's D main. Again, still over the next 2 races, including this one, so the D and the C main, we will take the top 6. Then once we get to the B, we'll take the top 14, where I think we're going to have a 17 car B main where 3 drivers, unfortunately, will be sent packing here tonight. So I'll be right back. I'm just going to take some Nurofen. So the D main, ready to let these boys loose. Green is out in the D main. We're 3 and 4 wide for the race lead. Now we're still 3 and 4 wide. 2 rows of 3 wide. Nearly 4 wide on multiple occasions on lap number 1. And it is very, very busy. Have a look at that Tinder machine. He'll be one to watch coming through the semi-mains. Almost 3 wide for the race lead down into turn number 1 and 2. Johnston, McDonald and Wilson. McDonald and Johnston race wheel to wheel. Wilson, then you go back to Oldford on the inside of Devon Stove. Brad Robertson in the final transfer position in car number 99. He's the car on the top side of the racetrack. He has got Avila, Warrington, Heaton, all fighting to get by into a transfer position. Wilson tries the inside on Johnston. Not going to happen. Oldfield's gone upstairs. Robertson stays above the slick through turns 3 and 4. As does Devon Stove. Heaton works the low side, gets by Ryan Avila and Leo Heaton, moving up to position number 6, but for how long? Meanwhile, Oldfield going upstairs in turn number 1 again. Trying a big run on the outside of Luke Wilson, but unable to make the pass. Here we go, 3-car battle, 3 wide for the final 2 transfer positions. Stove, Heaton and Robertson. Robertson on the outside. Heaton on the bottom side. Look at Devon Stove rocking around the outside. Heaton will slide up. Stove will try and have some dip and turn it back underneath him. No, Leo Heaton. Good drive by Leo Heaton. Up 8 positions at the moment. Started 13th. Oldfield is up as he gets by Luke Wilson, but Luke Wilson goes back to the inside in a good battle for positions 3 and 4. Johnston trying to come after McDonald for the race lead down into 3 and 4. It's going to be Oldfield now. Is up there to go back to the bottom side into 1 and 2. Wilson again. Back around the outside and Wilson. Here comes a battle for the race lead. Johnston and McDonald nearly contacted at 1 and 2. 11 down, 5 to run. Your D main, and for 6 of these drivers, they will continue on a journey towards a C main. For the rest of the drivers, for the other 10, well, it'll be time to pack it up and get ready for round number 5 next week. Hayden Warrington, along with Leo Heaton, they both started in the 7th row. Here comes Avila down to the inside. Ryan Avila trying to make the pass. There was a bit of contact there on the exit of turn number 2. 2 laps left to run, and Ryan Avila has got the final transfer position. Here comes Warrington with a deep slider, and Avila tagged the back of Leo Heaton. Here comes Devon Stove on the outside, and Devon Stove, he is going to make it wide as possible through 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkers are up. Matthew Johnston will win. Second will go to McDonald. Bradley Oldfield third. Wilson fourth. Avila fifth. And Devon Stove will grab the 6th and final transfer position. Oh my. And this is just a D main. This is what short tracks, elbows up racing will do. Johnston, McDonald, Oldfield, your top 3. Wilson, Avila, and Stove, your top 6. Warrington unfortunately misses out along with Heaton, Beecroft, Adams, Tamata, Donnelly, Horton, Robertson, Bryant, and Honeywell. We go to your C main. The final time we take 6. Jack Gromwald and Murray Howe in row number 1. Dion de Graaf and Aaron Hatton in row 2. Row 3 going to be Marco Giltrap and Rodney James. Row 4 going to be Cale James and Sam Waddell. Row 5 Matthew Stables and Bailey Leeson. Row 6 Reese Tamanui and Matthew Johnston, who was your D main winner. Chase McDonald and Bradley Oldfield in row 7. Luke Wilson, Ryan Avila in row 8. And Devon Stove in row number 9 by himself. So again, keep an eye on the 6 drivers from the D main. The magical number is 6, and the final time we will take 6 drivers into the next semi-main. So including this one, we are 4 races away from completing the 3rd annual Brian Clausen Memorial here at Kokomo Speedway. Groenwald and Murray Howe will lead us off down into 1 and 2. 3 wide for a little bit down the back straight away. 4 wide down into turn number 3 and 4 on lap number 1. Hatton will lead the opening lap. Murray Howe runs in 2nd. De Graaf runs back there in 3rd. Now going to go 3 wide. Trying to take over 2nd. Look out the 3 of Jack Groenwald. Nearly got into the back of De Graaf. Here comes James McDonald now. McDonald in 2 laps. Plus 11 positions, and he's up to position number 2. And if you don't think McDonald means business here tonight, well, like I said in the opening 2 laps, plus 11 positions. Oldfield trying to make a run as well. He's up to position number 5. He's plus 9 in tonight's C main. He gets into the side of the graph. Here comes Luke Wilson as well. Luke Wilson, one of the drivers we've seen last week, make a run for it. McDonald now coming after Hatton for your race lead down into turns 3 and 4. Hatton to the outside opens up the door of McDonald, and McDonald will lead lap number 5. Oh, there was some contact into 1. Howe to the outside. Oldfield and Hatton. There was some contact. Oldfield sort of nowhere to go. De Graaf and Wilson. That's your final 6 drivers. Wilson in that of the red and green. Number 9, meanwhile, Oldfield trying to get by Hatton down into turns 3 and 4. Some contact again. Forces that door open. 3 wide down into turns 1 and 2. Look how Matthew Johnston just rolls the bottom, and here he comes on the inside. How many times have we seen 2 and 3 wide all throughout the course of this night? And again, everybody just pitching it on the bottom side. It'll be who can hit the bottom the best here at Kokomo. Wilson sits in position number 6. Dion de Graaf will be the first car to miss out, although Wilson got a little sideways there in 1 and 2. De Graaf had an opportunity there to get into that 6th and final transfer position. 1 car upside down. They'll go back to the pits. I believe that was Bailey Leeson. Your leader is McDonald. Murray Howell on screen. Bradley Oldfield back there in 3rd. Matthew Johnston in 4th. These 2 drivers, along with Luke Wilson and James McDonald, have come from the D main. And those 4 drivers, I should say, are looking like they're going to transfer to the B main. Johnston, again, just going above the slick. We'll do the same down into 3 and 4. Tries to drive it in deep, but Oldfield going to get the run on the bottom side. Out of turn number 4. Geez, a real fine line down on the bottom side. There's more drivers. Run that bottom side. The slicker it'll get. That'll force some drivers to try and make those adjustments on their race cars. Little slider there by Johnston on Oldfield. Oldfield turns it back underneath in a good battle going on for positions number 3 and 4. We've got 3 to run as your leaders down into turn number 1, out of turn number 2. McDonald from Howe, Oldfield from Johnston, Wilson, Hatton in that 6th and final transfer position. We go back to the battle between Johnston and Oldfield. Although Oldfielder seems to have the better run of that one. We'll have a lap and a half to go for your race leader of James McDonald. That's Sam Waddell on the top side, a lap car. White flag is out for the A machine. He started position number 13, so he won. No, he ran second in the D main, and now he's going to win your C main and transfer to the A. McDonald, Howe, Johnston, Oldfield, Wilson, DeGraff going to get that 6th and final transfer position. And your C main is complete, and we move to our third last race. We'll check those official results. As those official C main results will come up on your screen. Right now, it is going to be McDonald, Howe, Johnston, Oldfield, Wilson, and DeGraff getting the 6 transfer positions. Unfortunately, against 7th done back well, and we say goodnight to those drivers. As your B main, your final semi-main of the evening here at the virtual Kokomo Speedway for the 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing. We'll take a look at your starting grid for the B main. Trent Wade, Jordan McDonnell line up in row number 1. Row number 2 going to be Joshua Walton and Ayrton Smith. Row 3 going to be Tom Storr and Caden Barker. Row 4, Nathan Kane and Matt McCutcheon. Row 5, Cooper Wilson and Brian McIntyre. Row 6, Dylan Cook along with Blake Walsh. Row 7, James McDonald and Murray Howell. Row 8, Matthew Johnston and Bradley Oldfield. Row 9 is Luke Wilson and Dion DeGraff. So we've taken 6 drivers throughout the course of the E, the D, and the C. Now it changes because we take 14 out of the 18, meaning 4 drivers will not transfer. Syrup.out, thank you for that follow on Twitch. Hello everybody, live on Facebook and YouTube and Twitch. The final time for these drivers, unless you're in the top 14. Green flag is out, 20 laps is the distance. Well, look out, contact. It's all trying to fight for early track position again, multiple times throughout the field. 2 and 3 wide action, top, middle, and bottom once again. Let's keep an eye on James McDonald. 2 laps last time, he went from 12th to the race lead. 2 laps now, he sits in about 8th or 9th position. In fact, make that 10th. Barker on the inside of Ayrton Smith. Here comes Minimac, trying to throw the big move, and now there is a caution. So there is a caution in your B main, and Jordan McDonnell is your race leader. So we're going to try and take a look at some of the nice close-up of some of these cars. Again, we're going to have drone camera out. So that is Jordan McDonnell, Caden Barker in the 44, running in 2nd. Ayrton Smith in car 64 runs in 3rd. Matt McCutcheon for Team Billabong runs in 4th. Blake Walsh rounds out the top 5. Tom Storr in 6th. Nathan Kane, James McDonald, Brian McIntyre, Cooper Wilson, Murray Howell. Looks like we're going back racing. So we're going to a quick little caution, but we're back underway. Ayrton Smith, again, just a little higher than the mid-track. Matt McCutcheon also going upstairs. Maybe everybody's worn that bottom side out. Again, that will bring in the middle side or even some drivers who are game enough to go up on the top side of the racetrack. James McDonald now makes another pass. After 7 laps, he's up to 7th position. That's +6. Blake Walsh, meanwhile, started 12. He's up to position number 5, so he's up +7. Trent Wade, Dion DeGraaf, Dylan Cook, and Luke Wilson at this stage are the 4 drivers that are going to miss out. Tom Storr, some pressure from the 8 machine of James McDonald through turns 3 and 4. McDonald on the inside. We're a lap away from Crossway 6, half race distance next time by. McCutcheon trying to get by Ayrton Smith through turns 3 and 4. Caden Barker just behind your race leader of Jordan McDonnell. Now here comes a slider from McCutcheon on Smith. Smith has got some dip and turns it back underneath him. Meanwhile, through the middle goes your race leader of Jordan McDonnell. He'll slide up to the wall. Now the bottom side slide job by Caden Barker. Barker drifts up in front of Jordan McDonnell, but McDonnell was quick to go back to the inside. And again, they'll do the same out of turns 3 and 4. This time, it's Minimac behind them, who's got up to position number 3. Blake Walsh coming after Smith now. Challenge again for the race lead. Barker goes a little lower than Jordan McDonnell, but Jordan McDonnell, he's too good at the moment. He holds on to the race lead. Barker again to the bottom side. Here comes McCutcheon. McCutcheon is winding the team Billabong 00 up by some contact. McDonnell. Ayrton Smith now goes to the inside. 3 wide for the race lead down into turn number 1 and 2. Smith, McCutcheon and Barker 3 wide again. Now it's 2 by 2 down into turns 3 and 4. They almost make it 3 wide once again. 15 down and 5 to run. Here comes Walsh. From the top to the bottom he goes. Blake Walsh from 4th to 2nd. Slide job. Comes across the nose of Jordan McDowell to 34. James McDonald has moved up to position number 5, courtesy of the slider from Walsh on McDonnell. But how about Matt McCutcheon from the 8th starting position to the race lead, and with just 2.5 to go. He's already put Dion DeGraaf a lap down. He may not get to the back of Trent Way in that 466 machine. Through 3 and 4, your race leader goes Jordan McDonnell. In second, Barker, Smith and Walsh. That's your top 5. White flag is out, 1 to run. The final preliminary race of the night. Down into 3 and 4 for the final time. The checkers will wave here at Kokomo. McCutcheon will win from McDonnell. Barker home in 3rd. Smith and Walsh make up your top 5. Storr, Johnston, Wilson, Walton, Oldfield. Oldfield has come from the E main, or the D main, and he has put at 21 into the show. Let's take a look at your official results. Now the warm-up session is set for our dash. We'll get to those cars in a second. Matt McCutcheon, Jordan McDonnell, Caden Barker, your top 3. Ayrton Smith, Blake Walsh, your top 5. Tom Storr home in 6th. Cooper Wilson 7th. Matthew Johnston in 8th, Joshua Walton 9th, Bradley Oldfield runs out your top 10, Nathan Kane 11th, Brian McIntyre 12th, Murray Howell 13th, and that 14th and final transfer position will go to Dylan Cook. Unfortunately for Luke Wilson, James McDonald, Trent Way and Dion DeGraaf, those drivers, their nights will come to an end with James McDonald looking like that he may have been given a post-race penalty. So one car is on the racetrack, although they shouldn't be. So again, we have our dash drivers coming onto the racetrack. I guess we can do that because we're not going to be able to show the leaderboard up on the top left because this is run in the warm-up session. So let's go through the drivers that are on the racetrack at the moment. Harry Stewart in car number 11. Regan Edwards in Campbell, and in fact that's Campbell Richards. Alec Inslee in car 2. Mitchell Sparrow, that's 4. Hayden Vickers in 5. Regan Edwards in that's 6 cars. 7 cars is Braith Carlin. You got Graham Smith. So we're just waiting on 2 more cars, which it won't be Joshua Walton and it won't be Dylan Cook because those drivers have just come from the B main. So again, well, coming into tonight, again, if you weren't here for the first time, if you weren't here at the start of the night, we were going through the point system coming into tonight. And after 3 rounds, it was Alec Inslee, your points leader, from Harry Stewart in second, Mitch Fabish in third, Darcy Wilson, Luke Wilson, your top 5. And speaking of Darcy Wilson, there he is coming up to the outside of the front row. So we've got 3 out of the top 5 drivers in the dash. Leo Heaton, James McDonald, Dylan Cook, Matthew Johnston and Campbell Richards. So Campbell Richards is here. Matthew Johnson come from the B. Dylan Cook come from the B. James McDonald was in the B. Leo Heaton was in a semi-main. Luke Wilson was in the B as well, or the C. So we've got about 4 drivers from the top 10, maybe 5 that are going to be into the show. Green flag goes out. In your dash will be 6 laps the distance. It's going to be Wilson and Stewart down into 3 and 4. Lap 1. Darcy Wilson on the outside. Harry Stewart just rolls the bottom. This is the 6 lap dash. This will set the grid for tonight's main event. Stewart nearly catches the tyre. In fact, he had to get on the brakes. And that gave Darcy Wilson the top side of the racetrack and the race lead. Vickers into the wall. Richards back there in 3rd position. Braith Carlin making a run for it. Stewart again rolls the bottom side. 3 down, 3 to run. So it's the teammates going 1 and 2. They are both top 5 in the point standings. 2 laps left to run. Stewart is opted to go back to the... he's opted to go to the top side for the first time this race. Meanwhile, Carlin trying to get around the 27 entry. That's Campbell Richards. The white flag will fly. 1 to run. Will we see the big slider coming out from Harry Stewart? Will Wilson protect that bottom side? He'll somewhat protect the middle. That won't give an opportunity for Stewart. Darcy Wilson will start on pole on the 3rd annual Brian Clausen Memorial here at the Kokomo Speedway in the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. For round number 4, brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing, So It Seems Customer Poultry and Speed Nation. Again, we thank those guys for their support with the series. So we have what is 5 minutes left of the warm-up session. What we might do is we will take this opportunity right now to play some music, come back once we are ready for the start of your A main for round number 4 of the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, the 3rd annual Brian Clausen Memorial here from the virtual Kokomo Speedway.
You must choose fire. I won't stop rocking till I reach
Riders on the storm. And the music was good and the music was
loud. Alright, we are back here on Ultimate Dirt TV coverage of the 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, the third annual Brian Clausen Memorial here at the virtual Kokomo Speedway. Brett Wheeler joined with you for tonight as we get set to take a look at your starting grid from back to front for your 39 lapper. Row 20 position, row 12, it's going to be Dylan Cook along with Murray Howe. That's from outside to inside. Row number 11, Brian McIntyre and Nathan Kane. Row 10, Bradley Oldfield, Joshua Walton. Row 9, Matthew Johnson and Cooper Wilson. Row 8 is Tom Storr and Blake Walsh. Row 7, Ayrton Smith and Caden Barker. Row 6, Jordan McDonnell and Matt McCutcheon. Row 5, Braith Carlin, Graham Smith, along with Vickers, Edwards. Now these drivers top 10, no particular order because of the dash. Vickers, Edwards, Hodgson, Sparrow, Inslee, Richards, Wilson and Stewart. 39 laps on the board. No, where's Darcy Wilson? Darcy Wilson has got some, I don't know where he is, but he is not in the main event. That'll put Braith Carlin moving up to the inside of the front row. The third annual Brian Clausen Memorial here at Kokomo. Right number 4, the SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. 39 laps is on the board. And we are green, and no surprise to see Harry Stewart rocking to the outside. Keep an eye on Alec Inslee back there in third position. Rolls the bottom side. Look at this. How many times again have we seen multiple 3-wide action throughout the course of the night? Some contact deep in the field. Right in the mid-pack. What about Bradley Oldfield from 20th? Nearly up inside the top 5, and I tell you what, the 21 machine means business here tonight. Matthew Johnston plus 12 as well in car 48. No, contact Carlin and Smith. McCutcheon gets involved. We're going to go yellow. There it is. Yellow is out. Now caution laps do count, so each time these drivers roll around race control, we'll have a quick look at the incident. They will make a call. Then we'll get ready to go back to green. But in order to throw the caution, there must be 2 or more cars involved. So tough break for Darcy Wilson, who was scheduled to line up on the pole position. Had some mechanical issues in that 5. And unfortunately, he's out of the event. Regan Edwards and Braith Carlin, both drivers back in the pit area for the moment. Whether they come back out or not, that is, well, that depending on how damaged their cars are. Braith Carlin is out. He won't make it back out onto the racetrack. So 21 cars still circulating here at Kokomo. So after this one, we've got the Worth Australia Big Block Modifieds from Lernerville. Round number 4, the penultimate round of the season. before we head to Knoxville next week for their final round in what was a short 5-week series. I think the lights are out on the pace truck, and tomorrow, Monday for us, at about 1:45 in the afternoon, we've got the CarQuest Auto Parts Sprint Car Pro Qualifying World Championship Pro Qualifiers. We'll have top split action right here on Ultimate Dirt TV. Green fire goes out. It's the two drivers that have been the Mr. Consistent drivers, and we are under yellow once again very quickly. Looks like Ayrton Smith, Brian McIntyre, two drivers that have gone back to the pit area. But of course, next week, right here, Monday night, round number 5. And I'll just tell you where we are at next week, if I can get to the right channel. So round 5 next week at the Federated Auto Parts I-55 Speedway. The Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. Then the following week we'll go to Williams Grove, Bristol, Limaland, Knoxville, Chili Bowl for round number 10, Port Royal, Volusia, Charlotte, Eldora, Fairbury, Lernerville, Weed Sport, and Lucas Oil. We'll wrap up the 2022 National Midget Championship schedule. Again, a big thanks to, of course, SimBlacks New Zealand. Again, the 2022 SimBlacks National Midget Championship, 18 rounds, $1,000 to win. Green fire gets out. This is the 5th season for the New Zealand Sim Racing National Midget Championship, and we're back underway with Stewart, who leads Inslee. Graham Smith back there in 3rd. Matthew Johnston, who's come from position number 18 up to position number 4. Holdfield just on the outside of a top 5 at the moment, along with Joshua Walton. Look at Alec Inslee. Inslee slips back outside the top 5. Slide job by Walton. Alec Inslee. And well, we've got one car around. I think that was Matt McCutcheon in the team Billabong. And if it's only the one car, we will not go yellow. 3 wide. Slide job by Walton. And it was a short slider on the 48 of Matthew Johnston. But look at Oldfield. Oldfield goes back to the cushion into turn number 1 and 2. Rolls around the outside to move Bradley Oldfield up into a podium position. From position number 20 up to position number 3. So 15 down, 24 to go here in the 3rd annual Brian Clausen Memorial Race. Who will take out, and what is also round number 4 of the 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship. Johnston still working the bottom side of the racetrack. Stewart coming up to Matt McCutcheon. I tell you what, we know how fast Harry Stewart is. Matt McCutcheon, he's no slouch either, so he was the car that went around there on the front straightaway. He was looking to be not go a lap down, and he may have just been saved with the caution flag coming out here on what is the 18th lap. As Hayden Vickers finds himself back in the pit area. So Stewart, Smith and Oldfield your top 3. Walton, Johnston your top 5. Cook, Richards, Howe, Barker and Storr are your top 10 drivers at the moment. And again, this is the 5th time we are seeing the New Zealand Sim Racing put up a National Midget Championship. Again, the last 2 was won by Harry Stewart. Brett Jr. Morris won it in 2019, and Joel Berkeley won the inaugural iRacing National Midget Championship. 2017 was not run. 2016, 2015 and 2014 dates back to R Factor, where Hayden Guptill picked up 2 out of the 3 seasons, with Dale Grother picking up those other ones. So Oldfield has chosen to go to the bottom side through turn number 1 and 2. Smith again stays up on the top side. Here comes Joshua Walton now, trying to make a run through the middle of the racetrack. Walton in the 81. Here he comes. Goes to the top behind Smith. Oldfield may have to get back upstairs if he wants to stay on the podium. He slides to the middle of the racetrack. Walton back around the outside. 23 down. 16 to go in Stewart. We are well past half race distance for Stewart to pick up the third annual Brian Clausen Memorial. Oh, look out, Regan. No, it's Campbell Richards, sorry, in the 27. Is that the only car involved? Yes, I think it was. Big wheels down there by Bradley Oldfield. Here comes Dylan Cook and the A machine. Dylan Cook from dead last. From 24th we go. Yellow Mills Murray Howell in the 10. That was stopped there towards the exit of turn number 4. And Murray Howell. No, sorry, Dylan Cook. 24th to 5th. That is plus 19. Let's go and look. And I'm going to tell you, Joshua Walton plus 16 positions in 3rd. Bradley Oldfield plus 16 positions in 4th. We go back to 6th. Matthew Johnston plus 12 in 6th. And Dylan Cook plus 19. Those drivers, although they've passed the same cars, there's over 60 cars combined that those drivers have passed. Caden Barker plus 6, Blake Walsh plus 7, Nathan Kane plus 8. Even Murray Howell, who's back in 17th position, he's plus 6. Lights are out. Pace truckers in. Harry Stewart will have command of the field. With 11 laps left to run here in your A main. Can Stewart go to victory lane? Will Graham Smith be able to find victory lane? Who is going to park it in Brian Clausen? Victory lane later on. One car into the fence. That's Aaron Hodgson, it looks like, in the 28. Meanwhile, Walton got passed there by Bradley Oldfield. As Oldfield now closes in on Smith. He uses the cutback line. Oldfield, will they go for the slider in 1? No, he opts to stay to the top side of the racetrack. Stewart nice and comfortable at the moment with 8 to go at the start-finish line. This time out of turn number 4. Contact between Walton and Cook, I think it may be. Contact Oldfield into the back of Smith. The Smith again to the top into turns 3 and 4. 7 to go for Harry Stewart in the Titan Garages. United SimSports 87 Creative number 11 machine. We stay focused on the battle for the minor placing. 2nd and 3rd on screen. Smith, Oldfield. Barker's up to 4th. Dylan Cook rounds out your top 5. Oldfield, will he go for the slider? Yes, he does. Oh, he's got tied. And Smith tried to go underneath him. Now that brings Caden Barker. A 3-car battle for the final 2 spots on the podium. Barker's plus 9. And here comes that bright green number 44 machine. 4.5 to go. Oldfield is now driven away from Smith through turns 3 and 4. So United SimSports at the moment are going 1 and 2. Smith, Barker. Barker again trying to put that 44 on the podium. On the final step of the podium, we've got 3 to go for your race leader, Harry Stewart. McCutcheon's done well considering you go back to about lap number 23, 24, somewhere around there. And he was on the verge of being put a lap down before a yellow flag had saved him. McCutcheon turns it underneath Walton. That's for position 6 and 7. Meanwhile, back towards your race leader. Through 3 and 4 for the penultimate time. The white flag flies for the Titan Garages and Carports. Car number 11, 87 Creative for United SimSports and NatRad. Your 3rd annual Brian Clausen Memorial feature winner here at the virtual Kokomo Speedway will be Harry Stewart. 2nd will go to Bradley Oldfield. Graham Smith comes home in a podium position. Caden Barker, Dylan Cook unofficially going to wrap up your top 5. Then you go back to Walton, McCutcheon, McDonnell, Johnston and Sparrow. Unofficially a top 10. We will look at those official results. Right now it will be confirmed. Harry Stewart, your winner. Bradley Oldfield, Graham Smith, your podium. Caden Barker, Dylan Cook, your top 5. Joshua Walton, Matt McCutcheon in 6th and 7th. Matthew Johnston, Mitchell Sparrow and Tom Storr going to round out your top 10. 11th is going to be Jordan McDonnell on the last car on the lead lap. Then you go back to Campbell Richards in 12th. Murray Howell 13th. Nathan Kane and Alec Inslee make up your top 15 drivers. Then we go down to the bottom half of the page. Aaron Hodgson, Blake Walsh, Cooper Wilson, Hayden Vickers and Regan Edwards, your top 20. Brian McIntyre, Ayrton Smith, Braith Carlin, the first casualty, and unfortunately for Darcy Wilson, who was scheduled to start on the pole, unfortunately did not make the start of tonight's main event. He will come away with a 24th place finish. So, we're going to try and chat to our top 3. We'll try and chat to Graham Smith, who comes home in 3rd place, and looks like we're not going to do that, so we're going to come down here, and hopefully the drivers will go one by one. We'll chat to your winner here tonight in the number 11 machine. It is Harry Stewart. Harry, congratulations on the win. And boy, I tell you what, dominant from start to finish, but you had a little bit of luck with your teammate not being able to make the start of the A main there.
Yeah, really sucks for Darcy. He was probably the quickest, or he was the quickest car in the dash, and he would have been very hard to beat off the start there in the whole race, pretty much. He's been having problems with, I think his internet cutting out, so hopefully he can get that sorted by next week, and we have a bit of a race. I don't know, I had Brad telling me the whole way as he's coming through where to go, and let me know just what's happening with the race, and he sort of just told me just keep doing what I'm doing, and it was good. So just lucky to have a lot of communication, and just clean air, I guess.
How important is it to have that communication with your teammates? Because, as you said, with Brad coming through the field, he's obviously passed, 1,000 cars to get up there. Being obviously out in front, it's hard sometimes to pick the line. But again, how important is that communication to have with your teammates as you guys are racing around?
It's super important. Like, I guess it was sort of good and bad. Like, Brad had a pretty shocking heat race, and it just meant he got to run, I guess, probably 100 laps before the feature, and he had a lot of knowledge on where to go on the track, and is nice enough to let me know what to do and what to do with the setup and everything. And that's pretty much it.
Through the heat races, we've seen a lot of the drivers roll that bottom side late in that race. Most of the guys sort of ventured up top. Was that the way you sort of see, or you anticipated this racetrack to sort of play out, was go from the bottom to the top? Because in previous builds, we've seen it go again bottom top, but then that bottom side comes back in.
I was honestly expecting the top to be better in. The dogs are barking. If you can hear them, that's good. The bottom to go away probably like in the C main, and the top come in then, and just sort of. I can't concentrate. Dogs are barking everywhere. I thought the top was going to come in a lot earlier than it did, and probably migrate back to the bottom like it used to. And I don't even know. I can't concentrate. I thought it was going to go back down to the bottom late there, but I sort of realised it wasn't when Brad was telling me no one was going anywhere down there, and when he tried it, he dropped back on that last restart, I think. So, yeah.
All right, well done on the win here tonight. Terry, before I let you go, of course, a lot of sponsors in this race car, a lot of people behind the scenes that make this possible for you in the 11 to turn laps here.
Just like to thank everyone at United SimSports and Slick SimSports for getting this car fast every week, and Titan Garages and Carports, Frags Tyres, 87 Creative, Nat Road Radiator, and Auto Air, Tour Mobile Welding, Brad and Darcy for doing the race with me and let me know what to do, and yourself for broadcasting, and Brayton for putting on this series each week.
All right, well done on the win. We'll see you back next week at I-55.
Cheers. Thanks.
There we go. Harry Stewart home in first place, home in second place tonight, up 18 positions. Although it's not a hard charge, but still a valiant effort from this guy. Had to come from, I think, the D main, Bradley Oldfield. Brad, congratulations on second place. And you passed about 600 cars here tonight. You've done about 3,000 laps. How are you feeling after the A main now?
Oh, it was chaos. There was cars going everywhere. There's I don't know. Every time you come back from that fire, you race such a variant of drivers, and in the end you just don't know who's going to go where. You just lose track of everything. But no, I was just trying to run my line the most I can. As Harry said, I tried something midway through that feature, and it just didn't quite work. I think if I had stuck to my line, I maybe even made it a decent battle for the lead, but you never know. But no, just fun race. It was good to come through the field and all those mains. 100 laps. Definitely very tired and sweaty now. That's for sure.
I can only imagine how much sweat is going over there. But like I sort of said to Harry, with that top side, coming back in late in the race. During those semi-mains, the D, the C, the B, you guys are all on the bottom side. Were you sort of expected to put this car on the top side, or were you sort of to stay down low down the whole night?
Coming into the event, I thought it was going to be down low most of the night, but as I was started to roll it in those lower mains, I could sort of get a feel for the track, and I tried up high a couple of times, and I knew it was going to stick and at least be a viable option for passing cars. I didn't think it was going to be as good as what it was, but I definitely thought we'd be able to use it a fair bit.
All right, well, congratulations on a run-up here tonight at Kokomo, plus 18 in the main event. Breaking before we let you go, of course, sponsors on this race car, people behind the scenes, who makes this happen for you?
Just Slick Sim Sports, United Sim Sports, Pace Apparel, Frank Scarfield, Sticker Suspension, Ultra Morley, all the guys back at United, Harry and Darcy, unlucky for him. Yourself for putting on the stream as per normal. It's been a while since we've chat, but no, it was good, and Brayton for putting on the league as well. Does an awesome job.
All right, well, we'll see you hopefully back next week at I-55. Well done.
Thanks, man.
There we go, Bradley Alfield home in the runner-up position here tonight. Home in third place, and I just want to clarify this. Graham, is it Graham Smith or Smythe?
It's Smythe.
Smythe, okay. Well, I've been calling you Smith all these years, so we'll get that one.
It's pretty normal. You're right.
Okay, we'll get that one out of the way. So, Graham, congratulations on third place. You yourself had to come, well, from the dash. How important was it to finish in the top two in your heat to put yourself in that dash and also lock yourself directly into the show?
Yeah, I've kind of figured that like it's pretty important to try and finish if you can in the top two in the heat, so you just transfer straight through. Because if you've got to come through these mains, it can be pretty tough. So that's been key. But like yeah, I just wing it, like. And for Kokomo, like it's one of my least favourite tracks. Like I generally go really rubbish here. So I'll take this. This is like a win.
What is it about this racetrack that you sort of dislike, or what is it about this racetrack that you just can't seem to get a hold of?
I think it's quite important. Like when it's on the bottom here, it's quite important to have a real hooked up setup that actually works. Like if you don't, you're just going to struggle. When it goes to the top, it's a little bit easier. Like I say, I just wing it. Thanks to Murray, he fired me through a setup for the feature there that actually worked, super balanced and quite easy to drive. So thanks to him. Otherwise, I probably would have been a bit buggered, to be honest.
Well, that probably takes away my next question. I was going to ask you how many adjustments would you have made from the heat into the dash and then going into that warm-up session as you guys went forward into the main?
Pretty much, I ran one setup for qualifying, and then the heat. In qualifying, it was actually quite good. In the heat, I struggled a bit. I was window washing all over the show. And then Murray had a set that he had tuned up earlier, and he fired me that through, and I basically just ran that in the dash and in the feature, and it was actually quite good in both. It was quite good, sort of middle track to high. I never ran it on the bottom, but I can't imagine it probably would have been too flash down there.
Now, Graham, well done on third place. We go to I-55 next week. What are your thoughts on that racetrack, and do you take the momentum from this and try and apply it to next week?
Yeah, I quite like that place. Ever since it sort of was brought to iRacing, I've gone relatively okay there. But for me, like I say, I just wing it and I just try and make it through without bouncing off anybody. So if I can finish a feature in a good spot, then yeah, cool, it's a bonus. But it was hey, when you can have a race with, I had nothing for Harry, but when you can race with him and guys like him and Brad, you know that the racing's always going to be clean and good, and it's just really enjoyable. So if I can have some more of that, if I'm fast enough to run with those guys, then that'll be cool.
All right, Graham, look, well done on third place here at the virtual Kokomo Speedway. Graham, before I let you go, of course, sponsor on this race car, people behind the scenes, buddy, who makes this happen for you on the 24 machine?
Just thanks to all the FYB sim racing boys. Good bunch of guys that we jump on here and have a bit of fun with.
All right, well, look, well done on third place, and we'll see you back next week at I-55.
Cool, thank you.
All right, there we go, Graham Smythe, your runner-up, or your third place finish. I shouldn't say runner-up because, well, there was two runners-up. But anyhow, Harry Stewart gets the win in round four, the third annual Brian Clausen Memorial Race, the virtual Brian Clausen Memorial Race here on the iRacing.com. That will wrap up round number 4 of the 2022 SimBlacks New Zealand National Midget Championship, brought to you by New Zealand Sim Racing, So It Seems, Customer Poultry and Speed Nation. Make sure to check out their website, support the people that support sim racing, and of course check out their social media pages, give them likes, give them follows, give them all that good stuff. Just buy some products from them. It's simple as that. Support the people that support sim racing and put up this money for you guys to win and race here on the iRacing.com service. That'll do it. Round number 4 is complete. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with the Weren't the Australian Big Block Modified Series from Lernerville Speedway. Until then, on behalf of the team here at Ultimate Dirt TV and the management behind the scenes, I'm Brett Wheeler signing off, saying good night.